Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. How are you doing? How's your stress level these days? Whew, off the charts. I know there's so much going on in this crazy world of ours. I think that everybody's feeling a bit of stress and anxiety, and I have got some ideas. I mean, I'm dealing with it too. We're all dealing with it. And the complexity of life sometimes is, we take on a lot. And I think actually, to be honest, as we get older, we, technically should have more time to relax and more, less worry and stress. But I think we have more empathy. And I think certainly the women that I have met in our community are some of the most empathic people. And I think we often struggle with this kind of empathy overload, or whatever they call it. There's a word for it, compassion overload, where you just feel like you're taking on so much and you care. You genuinely care. Not because you are, saintly or at all, but you've just actually been through so much that you kind of want to just, you understand when someone says they're going through a divorce, you get it. When someone is going through an illness or waiting for a decision, you get it. So I think we really relate to stress in a more intense way. That's just my opinion. I don't know whether you agree with this, but there are some ways to manage stress and anxiety in your 60s. And I mean, there's no magic solutions, right? So I'm not going to say anything that you don't already know. So if you want like something new and unusual, some magic plant or something, I don't have that. I'm just going to chat through kind of what my thoughts are on it, and then you can tell me what you think. And, we'll just kind of help to, a lot of it's going to be, yeah, I get it, Margaret. Like, I know I do that, but let's do them together. Let's help each other, okay? So first, mindfulness, meditation, focusing on the present moment. I was reading a really interesting thing today about children, and we have this desire, because we, not just children, but young people too, that we had this desire to help them by we anticipate the future. We kind of know what it's going to be like because we've been there, and we should just let them be with themselves in this moment. And young people are dealing with lots of things that they just need to be focused on the now, not worrying about how it's going to turn out in the end. Especially kids. Little kids just love to play, and they don't want to know about, what implications for the future. They just want to enjoy themselves. But anyway, I'm digressing, because mindfulness meditation is all about staying in the moment. It's not so much stoic in the sense that you are like stiff upper lip kind of thing, but you are actually, dealing with things as they're coming up, not judging, not being, judgmental, just staying with it in the moment. And meditation that's focused on mindfulness, it doesn't have to be a practice like Buddhist or Hindu or anything. It's just breathing and staying still can really, really be helpful. So increase, start gradually. You can start by just simply sitting and breathing. They say like 4 in, hold it for 4, 4 out. Just try that. Honestly, it does help. And I'm just realizing that what doesn't help is the fact that it's 90 degrees in here and really, really hot. So I'm taking one of my aging beautifully cars. They come in multiple uses here. I'm using it as a fan. But mindfulness meditation improves mental clarity. It helps you to see things clearly, stay in the moment, and not be so focused on dashing through and making decisions and worrying about stuff. So if you can try that, I think it'd be super helpful. Best way to, other ways to do it is physical activity. I've just done a video on this, and I really think it's the secret to swimming, hiking, yoga, chair yoga, tai chi, whatever. A couple, 30 minutes a day, or sorry, every day of the week if you can do it. Walking is included in that, so that's another thing. But, physical activity is another way of combating stress. Nature actually balances you too, doesn't it? Getting out into the world. Now, I know you've heard this next one a bazillion times, and that is have a healthy diet. Just take care of your body, because your body is like the vessel that all the nerve endings, it feeds your brain. All the anxiety and stress that you feel is fueled by an unhealthy diet, in my opinion. Now, what do I call unhealthy? Well, I'm actually very, what's the word? I'm not strict about my diet in the sense that I eat only certain kinds of things, but I don't eat a lot of meat. I don't eat fish. I don't eat any meat. I try to limit my dairy products, or eat plant-based dairy products, because they're just healthier for me. And my body, the things I've been through with my health, just tell me that's a better solution. Apples, fruit, all kinds of fruits. I limit the amount of sugar. oh my gosh, these salted caramels I found, it's like a disaster. But I'm limiting myself to 2 a day, and that's working out. But you know, there's of course treats and things you want. You've got to treat yourself. Another thing is to have regular eating times, like eat at regular times during the day. And also consider, just a suggestion, intermittent fasting. Does anybody know what that is? Well, I didn't know until recently, but it's basically where you eat just like 2 meals a day. And you eat them between a period of hours, like between 10 and 4. Like you just choose 8 hours in the day that you're going, or 6 hours, that you're going to eat in that window. And all the rest of the time you drink tea or coffee or water, but you don't eat any food. And people are finding, I mean, intermittent fasting, I don't know whether anybody wants to give a testimonial here, but a lot of people are finding it very useful. So I think that's kind of an important one, is healthy diet. Okay, next one's easy peasy, because you're there, you're doing it already, and that's social connections. Community groups online, forums, even Facebook. I wouldn't say Twitter particularly, but Instagram. I like TikTok. I know it's crazy, but even as an older woman, I enjoy it because it's nice to chat with young people. I just think that's healthy. And this, you know, the idea of staying healthy and active, reducing stress through community, I think is really important. But there's one big thing you've got to do. You've got to get out there. It's not going to miraculously appear on your computer screen, or, you know, someone's not going to come knocking on your door inviting you to come out to a dinner or to a breakfast or whatever. You've got to get out there. So if it's not online, which you can do by yourself, you've got to go out into the world. And I know it's scary sometimes, and that sounds ridiculous because we're older women, we've been around, we've done the things, but we do get nervous about how people view us. And I've just joined in my town something called the International Women's Group. And it's for women who are from another country and living in Switzerland. And so I find that really, you know, valuable. I went to the one meeting and it was really cool. I met lots of people, older and younger. And so they're, you know, they do all kinds of activities, and they have like a little book. I've actually got it here, a little book that, you know, Connect, that you can, you know, read through different things they do, from trips to day activities to, you know, just chats. Very cool. So anyway, I decided to do that because I'm like you. I sit by my, you know, computer all the time, working, doing email, talking to you guys, and I have to get out and meet other people, women and men, but this is a women's group. So that's one thing to consider. Hobbies. Now, hobbies are interesting because funnily enough, I don't have a lot of hobbies. I take pictures, I do photographs, I do actually knit. Where's my knitting? It's way over there. I would show it to you. It's pretty. It's a scarf. And, you know, another thing I do is I mess around with clothes. Now, I'm wearing a new top that I purchased, but I'm going to show you. I didn't do this, but I do this kind of thing. This top actually came from H&M, and it's like a kind of a boucle. I can't quite tell you what it's. Can you see the material? It's kind of like rough. But it's not rough, and it was very affordable. And I bought it because it's kind of that Chanel look, which I like. I do like Chanel if I'm looking at a brand. But this little buttons were on the collar and or on the shoulder, and I thought that was really pretty. So I've been wearing this little top. But it occurred to me as I did this that there's another top I wear that I made. I was copying a Zara top that I didn't want to spend a lot of money on, and I just put the buttons on and a little piece of lace on each collar. Maybe you've seen it. But anyway, so that's kind of a hobby for me, is upcycling or shifting the look of clothes with just a button or, you know, something. I buy sweaters sometimes at the charity shop and I put new buttons on them, like colored buttons, just for fun. But, you know, what other hobbies do you have? I'm sure that's fairly frivolous compared to some of the stuff that you guys do, diamond painting and coloring. I do coloring. But anyway, I think it improves your overall mood and outlook. Stress can't exist when you're having fun, right? I mean, it just doesn't work that way. You can't do those two things at once. Another thing is sleep. Adequate sleep. Come on. I know. I can't even talk about this one because I'm so bad at it myself. I get up at 5 every morning. I don't get probably enough sleep, but it's important. And don't look at your phone first thing. I do that. Another thing is to limit caffeine and alcohol. Don't need to tell you that, you know, but if you're going to have whatever you will do, I mean, it's just, you have to deal with it then. Okay. And the final thing is to seek help if you need it. Don't be struggling. Okay. We have some, like the Patreon group, supporters group that we have for 60andMe supporters. You can join that. We meet twice a week on a live show, and we do trips and all kinds of other things. But the reason that I mention that is because it's a place where if you need a hug, you've got one. And big hugs, lots of hugs, and also conversation. And we talk about stress, we talk about things that are on your mind, current things, but also just life in general. So those are some ideas. If you've got some thoughts, let me know. I really would love to know how you deal with stress, okay? Tell me. And thank you for being here. You mean the world to me. Thanks, everyone.